Okay, today we're reacting to Theo talking about his relationship with God. If you don't know who he is, he's one of the most influential people in the world, one of the biggest comedians in the world, has one of the largest podcasts in the world. So a very influential guy. And when guys like him are talking about God and what God is doing in their life, something that we should think about, something we should pray about, because this is reaching millions and millions of people. So let's react to this and we'll talk about it as we go. Here we go.
And so something that's just been helping me recently is just praying differently, you know, because whatever's inside of me that's broken is really, it's manipulative and it's, you know, it would be good at pool because it's good at the angles. But so
I think we forget that celebrities like this who have achieved everything pray. They seek God. In fact, they know they need God more than the next person because they've experienced everything there is. And when you experience everything you realize there's nothing out there besides God. So a lot of these celebrities you might think don't pray, don't seek the Lord. They are seeking the Lord in their own way because they've achieved everything and they're still empty. And we got to pray for Theo Von. Pray he genuinely encounters God in such a powerful way and God transforms his life like he's talking about here.
So I've just been praying that God comes into those parts of me, you know? Don't just come into like the water inside of me. Come into the well. Come into the walls of the well. Come into the mortar or whatever that's between the bricks. Because I'm broken. Because I'm broken all the way there.
That's real.
You know, and I don't mean that like in self-pity. But if there's a part of me that doesn't even want the best for me, then there's something inside of me that is off.
There's something inside of him that doesn't want the best for him. And I think someone like Theo Von, I mean, honestly, anybody can gain a lot through going through deliverance prayer, especially when you have trauma like he's going to talk about later growing up. It's an open door for these spirits to inflict us and to torment us and to tell us you're worthless, you'll never be anything, and to try to destroy our lives.
So that's something that's been helping me because some of it's been coming true. And I don't know if it's been coming true. I don't know if that's a term, but I don't know. I'm starting to just feel something different.
God's working.
And then I was looking on this Bible and there's a story called John 5 and it's about a guy who's at these pools. And
okay, you got to realize this is amazing. He's on his podcast, again, one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Usually the guy's just a comedian making jokes, but he's here talking about God, talking about the Bible. He's actively reading the Bible. I think he talked about before that he goes to church every week or tries to go to church every week. So the Lord is definitely moving. And if God really saved him and he started sharing his faith and all that, revival, seriously.
And some people follow the Bible, some people don't. That's fine. This is just a story that I'm reciting here. And Jesus is at the pools and it's in Bethesda, and they're like, there's a sick man there and he's been sick for a long time. And Jesus asks him, do you want to be healed? He asks him, do you want to be healed? And that's a crazy question because, you know, if I get healed, then I'm different. You know, if somebody gets healed, they have a new story.
It's crazy to hear him saying this because I think about celebrities and whether they're going to go all in for God or not, and there's so much for them to lose, their reputation. He just said their story, that it's crazy to hear that he wrestles with this. Think about, like, I don't know, do I want to be healed? Do I want a new story? Do I want to lose all the, dirty jokes and the dirty past and the vulgar joking and all of that? Like, do I want to lose that and have this new story of purpose in life and wholeness? And it's just so crazy to hear that celebrities wrestle that. The most influential people in the world wrestle with the fact that when you get born again, when you really Christ changed your life, you're a new person and you have a new story.
So that's just been something that I've been having to ask myself. It's like, do I want to be healed? Do I really want something different? And sometimes a lot of the answer is no, I don't. I want something different, but I don't want to. I don't know if I'm scared of it. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I don't want to do what it takes to get. I can't even tell what it is. And it's hard for me. Some of this stuff's a little bit hard for me to say. I don't even know why. But I think I want a
God is
new
working on it, man.
story. You know, my story in my life, and I'm sorry to make this about me kind of, but I'm just trying to share, like, you know, when I was growing up, like, my mom, something was wrong with her. I love my mother.
Trauma, man.
You know, but
it's
she
hard.
didn't connect with me. She didn't, like, look at me. And she didn't, you know, she wouldn't hold me that much, and she wouldn't look me in the eyes, right? And
Crazy when people go through trauma as a child, they carry it their entire lives. You know, it's an open door to those spirits to afflict us and torment us. And then people live their entire life tormented. When we do exorcism, deliverance on people, a lot of them have had demonic spirits since they were children from the trauma they went to, that they've been carrying these personalities, they've been carrying these addictions, these things. And it goes back to when they're children, when they go through the traumatic upbringing, as he's explaining, and then they end up 30, 40, 50 years old, still dealing with those traumatic spirits, those spirits that came in through the trauma. And it's not until they go through that deliverance prayer, that freedom prayer, that they get set free for the first time in their life. They feel like they don't have to carry that anymore.
And so as a kid, I felt like something was wrong with me. You know, I felt like, oh, if the person that created me won't even look at me, then something must be so wrong with me. You know, and I've worked through a lot of this stuff. And so I'm kind of going down this lane. But it just gave me like a lot of low self-worth. You know, it just gave me low self-worth. And honestly, it made it tough for me to even have a self, because the only person that I only knew who I was if you reacted to me well, right? Like, I became just a people pleaser because I
told you how many times I heard this exact story with people that have a spirit of rejection before they get free. Is so telling.
Have any feelings of self-worth. So the only way I could get my worth was from you, right? From somebody else. And it made sense because I didn't have a me. You know, I didn't have a big sense of self. And so I got myself from who you thought I was. And I needed everybody to like me. I needed everybody to like me because I didn't know if there was one person that didn't like me, if one of the plate stopped spinning, if it was all going to fall down. So anyway, sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but the thing that also happened was all of that energy, that negative energy, that uncertainty, that became my story, right? And it gave me like a chip on my shoulder where it was like, you know, I'm going to show them, I'll show these you know, I'll do this, and you know, it gave me all of that. It gave me all of that energy. Like, I'll prove to them, I'll prove to somebody that I'm worth something. I'm going to make.
Wow.
Yeah. I just want to look in somebody's eyes and have them be pleased with me. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I think it's all that any kid wants. I wanted to just look in somebody's eyes and have them be pleased with me. And all that gave me a chip on my shoulder, you know? And so anyway, so it gave me all this energy. It was like, you know, I'm going to figure this out. I'll do it myself. You know, and all that stuff served me well until now. It's like, I don't know. I'm just tired of living that story, man. I'm tired of that story.
Talk about being vulnerable, coming on your podcast and telling people where you're at, and you're praying and you want a fresh start. And I'm telling you guys, he is on the verge of a dramatic experience with the Lord. I could see it. You could see it. You could hear it. And Theo, if you're watching this and you want to get some deliverance prayer, or you want me to pray with you, you could definitely benefit from deliverance prayer. All of us could. It's a powerful thing, and I would love to pray with you if you want to hit me up on Instagram or something.
You know, I'm tired of that story. I just don't want that story anymore. You know, it's been a good story and it's served me well. Dang, homie, I'm leaking. Tell you, yeah. It's been a good story and it served me well, but I don't want that story anymore. You know, I want something different. Because the more I just tell that story, it's just like, you know, I stay in that world. I stay in that cycle for me. And I think yeah, so I want to have and it's scary to say that I want to have a new story because I'm so used to like how those other feelings work. I know who to be angry at. I know how to operate here and I know how to operate there and I know who to not give love to. And you know, I know how to make like love, like very conditional. I know how to like do all these, I know how to navigate to get this fucked up vehicle down the street, you know? But I think I want a new story, dude. And it's crazy for me to even say that. But yeah, I think I want a new story. And so that's one thing that I'm asking God for. Yeah, I'm asking God for a new story, right? I'm asking God for the next part of me.
The next part of his journey. I'm telling you guys, watch when he gets radically saved, changed. He is going to be such an influence in the world for good, for the Lord.
Okay with saying like these days, my mother and I have a great relationship and I love my mother. There's nothing I want more than my mother to be happy, And it's funny because as she gets older, she kind of turns in a little bit more like a child sometimes. And you kind of like the roles kind of like, I guess they switch a little bit and you get to be, you get to try to be what you needed in a way. And it's pretty cool. Wow. And that's a gift. That's a gift from God, heavy. I think. And so, yeah, I just want to be able to, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm telling you, dude. Jesus Christ, this guy's got to be like, God, why'd I call this idiot? Yeah, so I think, anyway, that's what's been helping me. Like, and I never thought I would be saying some of this stuff, but I'm glad that I am because I'm ready for a new story. I'm ready for a new story. And I'm ready for like, yeah, and the scary part is who will I be if I let go of these things that I've always.
Yeah. That's why the Bible says it's so hard for the rich to be saved. It's like, who will you be when you let it all go, when you give it all up, when you surrender to Christ, you give him everything you've built and you surrender and you start a new life? Very hard for people that are wealthy and established and have a reputation. It's got to be
done
God.
And known some of these behaviors. If I even can let go of some of them and I know I'm not going to get anything right or whatever. There's no like,
you can get fully free from all of it.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm kind of tired. What can I suggest, do you think, Trevin, or offer some thought? Do you have any thought about any of this?
I think it's really hard, and I think praying is a great first step if you don't know where to go or how to break a cycle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I just start like that's something that's helped me is I just started praying, but I started praying like as honestly as I could. And even honest past that. Like, God, these behaviors I don't like of mine, will you help me? Even though I know that I might do them again, even though I know I want to do them again, will you come into the parts of me that want to do these behaviors again and help me there? Will you come all the way to will you come to past the roots?
Talk about being vulnerable.
And yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. And it's crazy to think that I could have I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of it's scary to me. And some of this isn't making sense. And I'm sorry, man. I think I'm just getting kind of burnt out. It's been I don't know what it's been. But I'm glad that you care about what's going on. And yeah, to get out of the cycle, man, it's hard. And to show up for myself. Other things that I've been doing is I've been getting up early. I've been doing some yoga. I've been doing a workout at home. I went and played basketball the other day with some friends. I hadn't done that in years, man. And you know what? I felt good. I left out of there. I went to an AA meeting and I started I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I started getting active, and I started coming to my own rescue a little bit. But I started just showing up for myself. And if I told somebody I'm going to do something, then I came and did it. And I've never done that a lot in my life, but for the past few weeks, I've been doing it. And when I say something and then I do it, there's a part of me that hears that, right? And there's a part of me that starts to have like okay, this guy he's somebody who says he's going to do something and he does it. And so that then part of me starts to build up that it's like I'm building somebody new, man. And I'm not trying to challenge you or anything. I'm just telling you kind of what's been working for me. And yeah, I know. Anyway, this shit's all over the place. I need my vape, you know. I wish the church made vapes, dude. Those things would slap.
The church. That's all right. Well, here's the bottom line. Pray for Theo Von. God is obviously working on his heart. He's praying. God is working in his life. He's reading the Bible. He's sharing with his audience. He needs an encounter with the Lord. He does. He probably needs deliverance as well, which I would love to pray deliverance over him, help him out in that area. But God has an amazing plan for him, wants to reach him, wants to use his influence, wants to use his life. So just pray for him. And not just him, but God is reaching a lot of these celebrities. You guys know Joe Rogan's been going to church. He's been open about God, and he was mocking God just a year or two ago. So these are the most influential people in the world. And imagine if the Lord really gets a hold of their life and starts using them for his purpose. It'd be like Saul to Paul, just such a crazy encounter. The influence God will use the influence they have, God will use, and it'll be an amazing thing. So be praying for these celebrities. Be praying God changes them, touches their life. I just wanted to react to that and see what God's doing there. I'm live Monday night teaching the Bible at 5 o'clock, Thursday night with our podcast at 5 o'clock, and then we upload throughout the weekend. We also have a prayer call at 1 o'clock. If you're a monthly partner, pray about becoming a monthly partner. We need your support. Down below in the description, IsaiahSaldivar.com/partner. Love and appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless.